Yes, my friends, the atmosphere behind the scenes is tense, and we have some important updates to share with you on the first day of 2025. The Cleveland Browns are all over the NFL headlines, with a matchup coming up that a good portion of fans are not at all excited to watch. Many are disappointed with the team. Before we move on, I want to ask you a question. How are you feeling about the upcoming matchup? Will you be watching the game? If so, enjoy this video, and if not, then let us know in the comments what you would change about this team. We have a lot to unpack from the final week of the Browns season, and you won't want to miss any of it. Let's dive in. It's been a tough year for Cleveland, no doubt about it. After a blistering playoff run last season, we're heading into Week 18 with a 3-13 record, our worst since that infamous 0-16 season in 2017. And as expected, questions are flying about the future of head coach Kevin Stefanski, GM Andrew Berry, and what the next chapter of this team will look like. But amid the uncertainty, there's a strong voice of support coming from a Browns veteran who's seen it all. Joel Bitonio, who's been a fixture for 11 years as one of the league's best point guards, made it clear that the locker room still believes in Stefanski. It's tough when you lose a lot of games, but I think the standard of what he's created is still there. I think the locker room has faith in Coach Stefanski, Bitonio said, and that's no small compliment. Stefanski's 40 wins make him the Browns' most successful coach since Marty Schottenheimer in the 1980s. But as we prepare for a showdown against the Ravens, the future remains uncertain. Now let's talk about quarterbacks. The Browns are keeping their cards close to their chest when it comes to who will start in Week 18. It could be Bailey Zappe, or it could be Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and there's even a chance we could see both QBs on the field. Bailey Zappe, who joined the Browns mid-season, has yet to see game action, but he's eager to make his mark. It's a great opportunity for me to go out there and play football and put some film out there for people to watch, Zappe said. Hopefully it's a good film. Zappe has impressed the coaching staff with his preparation and adaptability, though most of his reps have come from scout teams. Offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey is optimistic about what Zappe can bring if he's drafted. He's prepared to be a starter. He's smart, he's got a strong arm, and he's been working hard. We have faith in him, Dorsey said. And then there's Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who had a rough rookie season with 6 interceptions and no touchdowns in 6 games. But don't count him out. Dorsey emphasized Thompson-Robinson's resilience and determination to grow. You want that drive in a player, Dorsey said. He's going to keep working, and we're going to keep working with him. This week, both quarterbacks have been working harder. Zappe has been building chemistry with receivers like Jerry Jeudy, who has been a bright spot on offense with 1,166 receiving yards this season, 6th best in the league. Zappe is also excited to connect with guys like Elijah Moore and Blake Whiteheart, who have both stepped up big. Meanwhile, Thompson-Robinson has been making extra plays with his receivers after practice, determined to bounce back from his recent struggles. You don't have time to sit around and cry when it's the last game of the year, he said. I'm following the process and doing everything I can to get better. Stefanski has yet to announce his decision, but drafting both QBs could be a smart move to assess their progress and potential as we approach a critical offseason. The Browns' final practice is Thursday, January 2nd, before traveling to Baltimore for the Saturday matchup. And whether it's Zappe, Thompson-Robinson, or both taking snaps, the goal is clear: end the season on a high note and start building momentum for the future. So here's the question, Dawg Pound. Who do you think should start in Week 18, Zappe or Thompson-Robinson? Or do you like the idea of giving both of them a shot? Now, Joel Bitonio, our all-pro guard, didn't hold back when talking about 2024. He called it the most frustrating season of his career, and coming from a guy who's been through the highs and lows of this franchise, that says a lot. Bitonio's had his share of battles on the field this year, including playing through injuries that would sideline most players. Reflecting on an ankle sprain and torn UCL he pushed through, Joel admitted, "There's some games where you wake up on Monday, and I'm like, crap, why am I doing this?" But even with the pain, he's not ready to give up just yet. The frustration comes down to expectations. After 2 playoff seasons in the last 5 years, there was real hope that Cleveland could compete in 2024. Instead, we're staring at a 3-13 record, leaving Bitonio and the team grappling with what went wrong. When I first came into the league in 2014, I thought winning in the NFL was easy, Bitonio joked. Then we went 3-13 the next year and 1-31 over 2 seasons. Back then, there weren't expectations. We were rebuilding, and you just hope for progress. But this year, the expectations were so much higher, and that's what makes this so frustrating. Despite the setbacks, Bitonio still believes in this team and in Coach Kevin Stefanski. "I don't think we're that far off," he said. "We had injuries, but the roster's still strong. I think Coach Stefanski is a good coach, and we have a solid system. It just comes down to execution." This weekend, Bitonio and the team will wrap up the season with a game against the Ravens, followed by exit meetings on Sunday. These meetings will give players like Joel a chance to share their perspective with Stefanski, GM Andrew Berry, and even ownership. They actually listen to us, Bitonio said. They ask what we think, and they take it into account. That's important. For Joel, these conversations will be part of a much bigger decision. At 33, he's weighing his future in football, balancing the physical toll of the game with the desire to compete and the hope of being part of a championship team. You think of guys like John Elway or Andrew Whitworth going out with a Super Bowl win. That's the dream, Joel said. If we had won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, maybe I would have said, I'm good, I'm done. But that's what you fight for, the chance to win it all. Bitonio's decision will factor in the team's plans for the future, his family, and how he feels physically. But one thing's clear, he's not taking this lightly. It's all part of the process. The season, your teammates, winning and losing, how your body feels, it all goes into the decision. So, Dawg Pound, what do you think? Should Joel Bitonio come back for another season? Or is it time for him to hang up his cleats? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Rodney McLeod Jr., one of the most respected voices in the Browns locker room, is getting ready to say goodbye to the NFL. This week, Rodney spoke to the media about his mindset heading into his last game. He kept it simple. He's focused on the present, cherishing every moment, and preparing to give it his all one last time. Just living in the moment, McLeod said, taking it one day at a time, cherishing every single day I have left. I just want to figure out a way to walk away with a victory. It's no secret that this season didn't go as planned for the Browns, sitting at 3-13 while the Ravens fight for the division title. But despite the disappointment, McLeod sees something worth building on. It starts with the character of every man, he explained. We've shown fight and effort from start to finish. Even in a tough season, we've stuck together, and that's the foundation you move forward with into next year. McLeod's impact goes beyond his on-field performances, though they've been impressive. He scored 2 defensive touchdowns this year, including a 50-yard scoop and score after a blocked field goal by Myles Garrett. But his greatest contribution? Leadership. As someone who's been with defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz for 7 of his 13 seasons, including their Super Bowl run with the Eagles in 2017, McLeod's knowledge and mentorship have been invaluable. Jim Schwartz put it perfectly, Rod is the consummate pro. He's been an inspiration to our younger players, and we owe it to him to make his last game a successful one. Beyond football, McLeod's future is wide open. Whether it's coaching, joining a front office, or pursuing media work, he's already hosting the Browns podcast Dogs Only. The options are endless. Plus, he's got a new role as a dad. McLeod and his wife Erica welcomed their first child, Zaya, in June, and he's excited to embrace life off the field. I'm looking forward to being a full-time husband, dad, and just enjoying life as a regular person for a bit, McLeod said. When asked what he'll miss most, Rodney didn't hesitate. The locker room, he said. The moments with my teammates, the stories, the bonds, that's what I'll hold closest to my heart. So, Dawg Pound, let's send Rodney off the right way. What are your thoughts on his incredible career? And how do you feel about his final game this Sunday? Let us know in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Go Browns!